If you're running a business in Northern Virginia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You see the traffic reports for your website, you're getting the clicks, but where are the actual customers? It is a super common problem, and in this explainer, we're going to break down how you can finally fix it.
So, does this sound familiar? You've poured time and money into a website. You can see people are visiting it, but your phone just isn't ringing off the hook like you thought it would. It's incredibly frustrating, right? But the good news is, it's a totally solvable problem. The issue usually isn't that online marketing doesn't work, it's that the strategy is missing a few key pieces.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into the online lead problem itself. Then we'll talk about why just having a website isn't cutting it anymore. After that, I'll let you in on the integrated marketing secret. Then we'll walk through how to build your very own lead machine. And finally, we'll talk about finding the right local partner to make it all happen.
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it, the online lead problem. For so many local businesses that dream of a consistent, predictable flow of new customers from online, well, it just feels like it's always just out of reach.
You've done all the things you were supposed to do, haven't you? You got the website built, you claimed your Google business profile, you even managed to get a handful of good reviews. But all these separate pieces, they just aren't adding up to more business. So what gives? What is the missing link? And that brings us to a really crucial point. A website by itself, even a really beautiful one, is almost never enough to keep the leads coming in. You got to think of it as just one single gear in a much, much bigger machine.
Look at it this way. A fantastic website is completely useless if nobody can find it in the first place. That's where something like SEO comes into play. But, even if people find you on Google Maps, they might hesitate to call if you don't have any reviews. All of these pieces, your website, your SEO, your online reputation, they have to work together, in sync, to turn a casual search into a paying customer.
And this is a huge takeaway. I mean, even Google's own official guides will tell you this isn't an overnight fix. Building a real sustainable system that generates leads takes time. It requires a solid foundation. Looking for those quick hacks or trying to find shortcuts, it almost never works in the long run.
So if having all these separate, disconnected pieces is the problem, what's the solution? Well, this is what we call the integrated marketing secret. It's all about making sure every single part of your online presence is working in perfect harmony.
This slide really lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way, where everything is in its own little box. You do a website project here, maybe hire someone for a little SEO there. But the smart way on the right is to integrate it all. Your website, your SEO, your reviews, they're all part of one single cohesive strategy that works together. And here's why that matters. When you improve your visibility so people can find you, and you build trust so they actually choose you, and you optimize for conversion so it's easy for them to contact you, and you do all of that at the same time, that is when you finally get that consistent, efficient flow of leads you've been looking for.
Okay, so that's the what. How do we actually build this thing? Let's get into the actionable steps and look at the essential pillars you need to create your own online lead machine.
Here they are, the 5 pillars of a successful online lead machine. Number 1, a professional website that's designed to turn visitors into leads. 2, a long-term SEO plan so people can find you. 3, a killer Google business profile to show up in local search. 4, strong trust signals built on great reviews. And finally, number 5, a strategy that is built specifically for your local market. Let's talk about the website for a second. Its job is really twofold. First, it has to build credibility the instant someone lands on it. And second, it has to make it unbelievably simple for them to take the next step. Here's a quick test you can do right now. Pull up your site on your phone. Is your phone number big, bold, and clickable right at the top? If a customer has to pinch and zoom to find it, you are absolutely losing business. All right, next up, your Google Business Profile, or GBP. For pretty much any local service business, this thing is an absolute goldmine. A well-optimized profile is what gets you into that valuable Google Map pack. And here's an easy win. Start using the Q&A feature. Answering common questions there signals to Google and to your customers that you're an active, helpful authority.
And that leads us right into trust signals. This concept is so important. You see, getting found online is only half the battle. Trust signals are all the little things that convince a potential customer to choose you over your competitor. When they see you have great reviews, a professional website, and a complete profile, it screams that you're a credible, safe bet.
So you might be asking, who does this integrated approach work best for? Well, it's a game changer for any business where customers are actively shopping around and comparing their options online. Think about home services like plumbers, HVAC companies, and roofers, or professional firms like lawyers and accountants, local health practices, and even local business-to-business companies.
Now, knowing what you need to do is one thing. Actually finding the time and expertise to implement it all correctly, well, that's another challenge entirely. And that's where having a dedicated local partner can make all the difference. And let's be totally honest. Northern Virginia is not your average market. It is packed to the gills with tough competitors, big national brands, and local businesses that have been around forever. A generic cookie-cutter marketing plan is just not going to work here. You need an approach that truly understands the local landscape.
This is exactly where a team like USA Marketing Pros comes into the picture. They're based right here in Arlington, and they specialize in this exact kind of integrated strategy we've been talking about. They bring everything together, the web design, the SEO, the reputation management, into one cohesive plan built from the ground up for the unique challenges of the Northern Virginia market.
So after seeing how all these different pieces are supposed to fit together, the real question is, are you ready to stop just getting website clicks and finally start getting a consistent, predictable flow of qualified leads for your business? If you are ready to turn your online presence into a true lead-generating machine, I'd recommend you visit usamarketingpros.com. You can learn exactly how their integrated approach can help your Northern Virginia business not just compete, but win.